You're now tuned into Thorough Black Talk with Tad, Keisha, and Ashe. Every Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m. Don't forget about our sister station, Constructive Talk Radio, Tuesdays, 8 to 10 p.m.
Greetings, family. Welcome to another edition of Thorough Black Talk with your sister Keisha, your brother Tad, and your brother Ashe SJ will be joining us shortly. How you feeling, brother Tad? What's good?
Oh, sis, I'm tired. I'm tired. Your brother be having long days. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Other than that, I'm feeling blessed. You know what I'm saying? Life is good. Life is good. Unless the judge give it to you. Other than that, I can't complain. Family as well, you know, children well. Oh, sis, I can't hear you.
There we go.
There we go.
I said I feel the same. I had about 3 hours of sleep, actually. I'm so exhausted. I'm tired. I've been working out 2 times a day. In the morning, either riding my bike depending on the weather, and then doing just a quick 35, 40 minute um, resistance training afterwards. So
Right.
I am exhausted.
Trust me, I know what you mean. Oh man. But the work continues. We got to bring this information to the people.
Facts.
Revolutionary work is a thankless job, but we appreciate everybody that support us. Let us know that it ain't in vain, to bring the folks the information, because you're not going to get it anywhere else, you know, and from people that are on the ground, and from a
Yes.
real perspective. As I look at the climate right now, I listen to conversations that people are having about social activism and things of that nature. And it's just like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? What is the end goal? You know, so many people dance around issues that's really relevant to us, because anything that is for us, they always want to include other people. It's almost like we cannot have anything exclusively for us
Right.
except negative connotations. When you want to talk about incarceration rates, when you want to talk about the wealth gap, it's easy to attribute negative things to us, but things that we fight for to bring ourselves up out of these conditions, it's like we got to include everybody else. But when the pie is buzzed down and the spoils is divvied out, we got to get at the back of the line. And we always in the front of the line for the head bust. Like, I'm not understanding it. I'm really not getting it.
I don't know, brother, but thankfully you have Thorough Black Talk where you could come to every week and we break it down from a grassroots perspective, from the level of the street, so you guys can, sift through all the jargon that's being pushed on us on a continuum. I think an hour from now, there's a second debate with these two
Yes.
presidential candidates. And I'm sure our viewers are going to be checking in on that and letting us know the 411 about what's going on. But before we get started, I want to give some quick shout outs. Shout out to Professor James Small.
Happy King Day, Baba. Word.
Yes, indeed, Professor James Smalls. Happy Earth Day to you. I also want to give a shout out to um, Prophecy of the Prophet that took place this weekend.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Salute to everybody that was on. Salute to our brother Alias, who put it together, him and our brother Bomani. Yo, that was phenomenal. Just to hear the different African perspectives and ideas and mindsets, it was just phenomenal, man. It was phenomenal. Like, yeah, I'm speechless with that one.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I mean, you had the son of Fela Kuti come through. You had my brother Timid Tope out of Nigeria, especially everything that's happening in Nigeria right now.
Yes.
You had Dr. Mulimu Burudi. You had Dr. Falay, Dr. Mayat, um, Sister Ya Asantiwa.
Right,
Gave
yes.
Wonderful presentation. Yeah, wonderful presentation on women warriors. So that was great. Everybody, Q Butter.
So many people, right? Q Butter, Brother Sutek. Who else? Who else was on
Sister
there?
Nikala.
Right.
It was
So
all
many.
over.
Sister Tria.
Sister Tria.
Shout out to her.
Sister Ray.
Yo, it was so many people.
It was just crazy.
Brother Baba Imhotep.
Yes.
Who else?
B More. Sister Marie B More was in the building.
Yo, so many people.
And we want to give a shout out to our viewers, because one of the things that I try to stay up on is the numbers and how we're doing every week. Let me give a shout out to our viewers right now. John Public, shout out to you. Sister Carol Madison in the building. That's right, we Madison alum out here.
All right. Hold up, we can't forget our brother Kev down in Chucktown, South Kakalaki.
Kev in
Always
the
building.
building.
Brother Kev, a BB for Hodier, brother.
Yes, indeed.
Sister Joy, Sister Farnessa, definitely.
Sister Joy, shout out to you and Brother Monty. Always 100. You know, I'm telling you, that's my fan right there.
You can't forget our brother Peace. Mr.
Magnetic Peace Tyson.
That's a fact. And Brother Ray always on deck whenever he check in.
The legend right here.
You know what I mean? It's a family affair.
It is. And we're going to have Brother Peace come on next month when we go through these historical cases that Hollywood chooses to tell part of the story, manipulate a story, keep us out of the story. And so we want to revisit these cases because it seems as if the hands of time are being turned back. So right now it's critical that we review them. I also want to give a quick shout out to our guest coming on later, Dr. Randy Short.
Yeah.
You better tell somebody.
Trouble.
To tell somebody. Matter of fact, share this out, because Randy Short is going in. I'm telling y'all. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh man.
So you know what we in for tonight. But something I wanted to cover really quick. We touched on it last week, and I really didn't go into it because, you know, when you're dealing with electoral politics, we have to peel back a lot of the layers.
Oh, sis, what happened? Oh man. But Sister Keisha should be back shortly. We don't know what's going on. Here she go.
I tell you what, every time I get ready to go in on this topic, here comes the chop.
You know how they do us. They like, nah,
all right, let me see if I can word this a different way.
Say, you're not going to awaken the people. You ain't going to get them to start thinking. Not when we dumb them all down.
This is crazy. This is crazy. I think we might have revealed too much this past weekend. That's what it is, Brother Tag.
Yeah.
Because if y'all missed what we did last weekend at the Prophecy of the Prophet Communiversity Conference, we peeled back the layers.
To the deep end of the pool. So you either gonna swim or drown. Doggy paddle or something.
Oh, snap. All right. Sister Carol says, say with my chest. All right. We're going to see how we do this. All right. I'm going to change the words a little bit. Last week, we started to discuss the Electoral College. And one of the things that I mentioned is that, you know, this is manipulative politics. This is unjust. And that's one of the reasons why you have so many demonstrations of these terroristic groups threaten to kidnap governors, marching onto state political offices, and seizing houses of municipality. And it's because of this electoral college. Again, I told you before that this is a new war between the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. or what you would say federal government against state governments. And the Electoral College is very important in this national race. In fact, it is the only time that it is critical. In fact, it's mandated by, I think, Article 2 of the Constitution, I think. I'm pretty sure that Article 2 of the Constitution. But each state has a group of electors. And these electors are chosen based on, it could be your standing in the state, it could be your family crests or family history, it could be your status as a socialite, it could be the status of your activism for the party, if you will. And so we have to pay attention to these electoral votes. Also, it is unbalanced, if you will, because if you look at a state like Wyoming, I think they have one congressional member and the two senators, I think. But compare that to a state of California, which has an electoral body of, I think, 56. New York has 29. And normally they are supposed to vote the popular vote, but that's not always the case. And that serves a good and a bad purpose. They came up with this electoral college as a way to save the union, because basically they have no faith in the general populace that you all know what you're doing, that you all know what you are voting for. That is true in somewhat, because a lot of us don't know policy, anything. You don't know about electoral bodies. You don't know how it all came to be, why your ballot is secret. You know, it never used to be secret before. It's just until 1890 that's when the vote became secret. And in fact, the US got that from Australia at the time, because, well, prior to 1890, if you will, voting was done as a public event. They would have parades, parties, and you would announce yourself and the candidate that you were going to vote for. In particular, here in New York, it was crazy here when it came to politics. There was so much violence and bloodshed that's one of the reasons why they decided to make this a secret practice and make it the standard here in the country. But it never was that way before. And another thing that we should know is that when you hear about politicians buying their vote or buying their policy, whether it be for a particular PAC, a business, a special interest groups, a think tank, whatever, a lot of the populace say that these votes are swayed. And that's true. That's true. It's not the first time. In fact, it's the lay of the land. It's the way of the land. In fact, the first president, George Washington. You know how he became president? He got everybody drunk.
So he bought drinks for everybody.
Yeah, he went out and bought barrels of liquor and beer and everything and got the populace drunk and kept them drunk until weeks after the election, after they realized what happened. But anyway.
And he also had the military because he was the general. So if you didn't agree, he got a standing commanding army. Because remember, now it's a new formed nation and there was nobody in charge. So, you know, in the westernized philosophy, might is always right.
Facts. Facts.
The man with the gun makes the rules.
They do. They call the shots. And they still calling the shots. The military is the protector.
Yeah.
Facts. I mean, you can decide as a president, as a matter of fact, it's not mandated that the election be held the second Tuesday of every November. People got in an uproar when they heard Trump talking about, or hearing rumors, if you will, that he was going to change the election, push back the election. The 10th Amendment gives him that power to do so. So there is a lot that we don't understand.
Right.
And if he, as the commander in chief, chooses to exercise such said power, he can. He can. And what bothers me the most is that the congressional body really isn't educating the populace. They really aren't educating the people at all. As a matter of fact, I believe New York, was it Barack Obama that won the primary and they gave it to Clinton anyway? I believe that's what happened. But they can. They can. So I would employ all of you after tonight's broadcast to find out who your electors are. Like here in New York, I don't trust none of these people. Scott Stringer and the rest of these cats, I don't trust them. But they have the power in their hands to choose who we want to be president. And you have to ask yourself, why is it that mainstream media continues to push the duopoly? Why isn't there an inclusion of the independent party candidates and other political platforms? You got libertarians, green parties, all kinds of parties. How is that justice? How is that righteous? How is that democracy? And believe it or not, family, we're the biggest problem. We're the biggest problem. You have to know that, because the reason why you have the politicians come out and speak to the black vote, they don't go speak to the Chinese vote. You don't see that on mainstream media. They ain't looking for the East Indian vote. None of that. None of that. We hold the balance of power. We keep this thing going. And we're keeping it going to our own detriment. We cannot appeal to either party and think we're going to gain success. It's never going to happen. It hasn't happened thus far. We have to form our own independent political parties, and it's not that difficult. If you was at the conference this weekend, I showed how the Freedom Party did it. It's not that difficult. You can do it. It's about time that grassroots organizations or movements take hold of this movement. Take it back from Black Lives Matter. Take it back, or excuse me, the powers that be of said group, which is George Soros and Susan Rosenberg. They're behind Black Lives Matter, just like Joel Spingard was behind NAACP. So we're working against our own interests, but we got my brother Ashe SJ in the building. Yeah. What's up, Ashe SJ?
Yeah. What's the word, family? Welcome to Thorough Black Talk once again. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Man, I'm just listening. I'm soaking it all in, Keisha, because I don't do the politics too much unless it's hood politics, man. But we still got to keep abreast on what's going on, man. But I'm feeling great. I'm just a little tired right now, brother. Tired. I know you know the feeling, man. I went extra hard in the gym today.
I went
super hard, bro. I'm crazy sore. You know what I'm saying? I got my push-ups in, but I was doing back and biceps, and I'm just feeling like I need a good nap. But the energy of this cipher that we have every Thursday, it's definitely gonna put me right back in perspective and give me that extra strength and fuel that I need to get through, the rest of this week and the rest of the year that we dealing with, because it's a lot of craziness going on. We got these fake celebrities out here, people that's talking, they trying to be politicians now, and we got these real politicians that's just fake Africans or fake black people, perpetrating like they got the best interest for our people at heart, when really we know they just going to do just enough to attract the vote, You know what I'm saying? And once they get in office and they get what they wanted, you know, it's like you never hear from them again unless they come and pulling up for a photo op. You know, and we so used to that. It's just crazy that our people are falling victim to the same exact ploy, the same exact plan that they do. You know, it's real predictable, man. So we just implore all of our listeners to share this information. Make sure you share the link, and you know, we got to get this message across to some people that are going to vote, are going to join the polls, and you know, have these conversations. And they so into politics, but they're not in the African-centered politics, you know? So we have to make sure that we get this message out and get the information to the right ears so that people can really just elevate, you know what I'm saying? If y'all really want to stick to politics and things of that nature, you know, just make sure you're doing it in a way that's beneficial for all people, man. You know, because time and time again, we done seen the same scenario. You know, next 4 years from now, we going to be in the same position, you know what I'm saying? Talking about this next devil that's running. And they're gonna be saying the same exact thing. Now they down for, if you ain't voting for them, you ain't black. You know what I'm saying? And all of these things like that. And they trying to get brownie points, you know, with our people, and people is falling victim to it. You know, so I mean, that's my take on it right there, man. Sister Keisha, you go school me to it, and I know our guest tonight, Randy Short, is gonna have a lot to say. I love when the brother comes on, man, because not only is he giving the information, but it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It's very entertaining, like, you know, dealing with something as heavy as politics and, you know, even just the liberation work and the revolutionary things that we do. You know, it gets heavy. It gets, you know, like sometimes it feels like it might be a little bit too much weight to carry, you know, especially when you're carrying it for so long, like my brothers and sisters have been doing it. You know, so we got to be lighthearted sometimes, and I appreciate when Randy Short comes on. He go extra hard. I know he got a whole set of jokes that he gonna drop with the information tonight, and I'm just looking forward to these new, because we about to start making some memes out of these damn jokes that he be making tonight. I'm telling you, man, he be going all the way. Every episode we have him on, I'm telling you, it's like a new name, a new quote. He done created a new nickname for somebody, and he be having an insight too. Like he be having a backstory on them. You know, like where they went, what school, what neighborhood they went to, who they slept with, like he be having all the information, yo. So, yo, I'll be tuned in when he get in. So I'm just excited to hear the guests. But you know, like I said last week and the week before that, man, we always gonna stay in our universe as well too, you know, because I'm just building. You know, this Sunday we got another solid African event. It's gonna be the Skills and Drills Challenge. So it's about to be a whole entire vibe. In Flatbush, shout out to everybody in Flatbush, East Flatbush area. You know, that's gonna be another tough workout, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun as hell. It's basketball centered obstacle course. It's gonna be a whole dope vibe, man. So I'm just excited for that. I know last time when I did it, we ended the workout with a full court game. I'm telling y'all be hating on LeBron and all of them, but I'm telling you, they make it look easy. Trust me. Try playing full court basketball after you done worked out. Telling you, your brother Ashe, I thought I was in shape. I was out there gasping. For real, I'm like, yo, sub me out for real. Substitution, because give me a break. I'm getting old. I start feeling like I was getting old that day, but it was mad fun, man. And of course, we had the children out there as well, and they was getting their workout in, learning. And a couple of my peoples came through. So, you know, I'm looking forward to that, man. But, you know, it's just building on this side. Shout out to all of the brothers and sisters from this weekend, a powerful weekend. I hope some of y'all were able to join the conference that we had. I heard the replay will be up within another week or two. So, yeah, if you missed it, you will get the opportunity to check the replay of ourselves, as well as some of the other powerful brothers and sisters that dropped a lot of powerful information on the conference, man. Once again, that was the Prophecy of a Prophet in honor of Nat Turner. It was an amazing event. I was just honored to be a part of it, man. And we had the great after party on our brother Knowledge Born Allah, Do the Knowledge Radio. Shout out to him, that brother, you know, family, and you know, had the after party, just kicking back with the brothers and sisters up there, man. And it was just a dope vibe to connect, you know, on a national level, man. It's rare in this day and age, because, you know, it's like everywhere you turn, you seeing like people that's just sounding like sellouts or turncoats or people that's just brainwashed and believing that this system
Trust nobody.
work. You know, they really believe that. You could look in the eyes of some of these people and they be talking about Biden, like it's really gonna change their life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like black people really gonna stop getting murdered or murdering each other because of poverty, and like the economic wealth gap is gonna close. Yo, like these, I don't know, man. These people, it's the savior complex, man. Like people really be looking for a savior. You know what I'm saying? And that only savior is going to be the person inside of yourself, fam. You know what I'm saying? Even unfortunately, people that look like us, you know, they turn the people that look like us to be saviors, but it's going to be a collective of us, man. And it's really going to take the frontline warriors, you know, to really come together. And that's what we did with the Prophecy of a Prophet conference, man. You know, brothers came together, and I'm just excited because we got to connect. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot of powerful things and more collaborations coming your way. So look forward to that, man. But shout out to the brother Alias and Kuji Chakalia, brother Bamani, everybody that was in charge of putting that together. Of course, we had the esteemed elder, Walimu Baruti. Man, he made it plain and simple. If y'all didn't see the conference, man, y'all missed Baba Baruti. Made it plain and simple, family. Not too complicated. You know, we thorough up here. But sometimes being thorough is just being fundamental. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these people use these eloquent words and they read all these goddamn conscious books and they could tell you 10, 20 different names of the scholars that they read and the Bibles and all of this stuff. And they could regurgitate and, you know, they got it memorized. But then you ask them to do something simple, it's like they dumbfounded, you know, like. So we got to get back to the fundamentals, man. And I feel like that's what true African culture is about. It ain't complicated. You know, they study nature. It was practical knowledge, you know, and that's what we try to give you up here on Thorough Black Talk as well. You know, obviously you're going to get some things you never heard of, but sometimes it's good to just, you know, go through the things that you may have heard of. Maybe some of your elders back in the days, something you heard decades ago. You know, we know our neighborhoods, that we used to have real communities where you had elders who would tell you these things and give you powerful lessons and, you know, proverbs and things of that nature that you didn't even know was a goddamn proverb until you got older. And you like, yo, wow, like my elders used to say that. They did used to say it. And then you used to get older and you start to understand the wisdom in the things that they was telling you, the proverbs and the quotes and the things that they would say. You know, our brother Tad, and I laugh at him because he always reminds me of his age when he does it, but he always says, a lot of great things, you know, even with what he says with better days ahead, you know, that's a powerful it's power in that saying, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that is a legacy like that. People could say that for decades and decades to come, you know, and those are things that our elders before us have done as well. Little things like that are fundamental because especially when you saying these things to children, you'd be surprised what'll stick with them. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd be surprised 20 years later, like, yo, Ty used to say, yo, man, and they telling their children that, you know? So it's like, we got to get back to the fundamentals, man. Like a lot of our youth out here nowadays, these kids that's running wild in the street, the young boys that's out here shooting each other. I heard they just somebody caught a body like today, Tad and Keisha on Broadway Junction. I don't know if it was stabbing or what, but you can look it up right now. It's a blood stain is still on the ground. It was on the platform. On the A or the C train platform. So I ain't hear all about it, but somebody I know was there. They took a video and they showed the picture and they still had a blood stain on the platform on the A and the C line at Broadway Junction. So somebody just got bodied today. If you know Broadway Junction, it's black people over there. You know what I'm saying? It's black. That's where people ride that train. Like that station, like even though the areas around it might be gentrified, that station, the A line, don't get it twisted. That's one of the most hood train.
I don't even think the area around the junction is gentrified yet.
Exactly, right?
It's still old East New York.
Exactly. You know, so
facts. They don't play no games over there. You know, shout out to Uncle Sonny. My Uncle Sonny got stabbed over there last summer. So,
oh wow, yeah, shout
it's
out
no joke over there. It's no joke over there.
The crazy part is the precinct is in that station.
Yeah,
it's a precinct in the goddamn station.
How about that?
Now, how somebody get murdered? How somebody catch a body in the station when literally if you know Brooklyn, the A train station, you literally go up that one flight of steps and right there is the entrance and right behind the entrance is the precinct. You know how many people they done arrested for hopping the turnstile or for swiping Metro cards, but they can't find the person that caught a body on the platform when it's right down the steps right there. So these are
Rest
things.
in peace to whoever lost their life today, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, yo. But you know, I'm just saying that to say, man, like practical things. So Baba Baruti, he came in, told you how to put the locks on your door in your house. You know what I'm saying? Like how to get the deadbolt and things like that. Like some of them things, it might be an eyesore, but that might change. It might save your goddamn life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. So we got to start making some compromises. Like I say, I always say, true courage is knowing how to suffer. We got to learn about sacrifice, fam, because something might not look too good, but that one small change or that one extra step or that less step that you take every single day, it makes a huge difference in the universe, man. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to make sure as African people or African-centered people, we got to keep that in every single thing that we do, whether it's politics, you know what I'm saying? Or whether it's just you being in the neighborhood, the way you talk to your family, the way you talk to your friends and things of that nature. The little things that you say make a huge difference. To tie what I was saying with what Brother Taz says and all of the elders that put down the positive proverbs and the wisdom and the quotes, or even just telling somebody you love them, or just telling something, giving somebody a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Like little things like that, it go a long way. We know most of our people are psychologically damaged. You know what I'm saying? Like we done so many years and years, we done heard the negative things, those things that stick with us. You know what I'm saying? Things that people done said, and now you got some goddamn internal issues that you got to deal with. You got to go to therapy just because somebody said something to you and programmed you, and now you feel a certain way about yourself. You know, so we got to start reversing that. We got to start putting a positive message out to our family, our African family, man. And that's how we really uplift and build the energy for us to even be able to do action, to take action. You know, because some of our people, like we said, they go to voting and they do all of these things, and that's literally because they looking for a savior because they don't know no other way. You know, they don't know how to look out of themselves and be like, yo, this is something that I need to do for myself. This is
and fear. You know
they
ingrain fear in our people too, Ashe. It's like they scared. Like, oh God, we don't vote for Biden, you're gonna get more of these white races and so on and so forth. They've been there.
I saw a post today. Somebody was like, it was real. It was like, whoever you vote for, we're gonna have a racist as in the office.
Hello.
I'm like, it can't get no clearer than that, fam. Like, I don't know what kind of like magical, mystical story they trying to put on Biden, but that's not his story. That's not his life story. If you study the history of him as a person, like Keisha broke it down. Matter of fact, if you don't know his history, y'all need to go back 2 weeks, or was it last week or the week before, and watch Thorough Black. Yeah, watch Thorough Black. Watch the replay, because you can watch the replay from our videos, from all of our episodes, and see where Sister Keisha showed the background, the story of Joe Biden, how he came up. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And you could really peel back the layers and see through these people, you know? And that's the reason why a lot of us got tricked when it came to Obama, because we saw him and we saw he had a black wife and black children, and we saw he was a well-mannered person, and the wool got pulled over our eyes. We like, wow, we so used to dealing with these devils that show us evidently that they don't give a damn about us. So we started thinking that Obama was really going to do something, you know, but we taking it for face value. We not peeling back the layers and looking like, yo, who is this person? It wasn't until after we found out, okay, so-and-so, things that he supported and things that, oh, he got a white mother. You know what I'm saying? Oh, then we got him and he said, oh, he not the president of Black America. He the president of America. You know, like that's when it's showing itself, you know? So these are the things that we got to look at in advance. We can't look at these things after we done voted somebody into the goddamn office. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I won't be at the goddamn poll, so I wish y'all the best, you know, because you won't see me pulling out my goddamn hair, my locks, looking at every state. Because that's what they do. They actually have viewing parties for this, yo. They look at every goddamn viewing party. They set up a viewing party in their crib, and they looking at the states. New York, we need how much more people? Okay, I see Texas, they need this. And yo, you ain't gonna see me at the edge of my chair for that. Oh, they gonna talk about that the next day. Oh, well, you heard Trump got Florida, right? Oh yeah, he got that Florida. Who gives a? I don't give a damn about no goddamn. I don't care about none of this, fam. You know what I'm saying? Because before Trump and after Trump, matter of fact, wasn't it Florida where they killed our young boy Trayvon? You know what I'm saying? That was before Trump, and then during Trump, so many other people got murdered. You know, so you can't say it was Trump. You know, you can't say it's him, and you can't say that getting him out of office is gonna fix anything either, because Biden ass definitely ain't gonna stand up for us. All he gonna do is go in the Breakfast Club and try to act like he cool. Matter of fact, you won't even see that no more because he already did it. So now he got what he wanted. If he gets the presidency, what do you need to go in the Breakfast Club for? You know what I'm saying? He already done fooled us. So I don't know, fam. Like, I even heard rappers. It was today I was watching Fat Joe's podcast, and he had Busta Rhymes on it recently. Dude, brother, I respect. Shout out to Brooklyn, you know. But even Busta Rhymes was like, "Yo, like I'm just tired of Trump. Like we got to get Biden." And I'm like, "Yo, like this is why, like, if you a rapper, you shouldn't even be speaking about politics, fam. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
see, this is the part of the psychology. This is the mental side. You know, it reminds me of when Malcolm said, you know, you trying to save the master house worse than the master is. This is crazy. This is crazy. And the fear, you know, we let these terrorists get away with so much. You know, you have terrorists come in all shapes, sizes. You know, a liberal terrorist is no different than a progressive, a Republican terrorist. There is no difference. It's just how they speak to you. You know, one terrorist is going to bust you in your head with a hammer. The other one's going to bust you with a 2x4. Either way, you getting busting your head and falling to the ground. So, and y'all got to stop letting these people get in your faces. I'm not talking to our viewers because we know better. We ain't playing that over here. But y'all got to stop letting these folks get in your face and talk crazy to you, and you don't do nothing to them. Especially those who come from other countries. I said it, and shout out to our brothers and sisters in Nigeria. They ain't having it no more. They said enough of these police brutality. They not out there, we shall overcome it. Some of y'all give them too many passes. But I have a video that my sister Katasha, shout out to Katasha, brother Kifaru, Constructive Talk Radio. You know, we always sharing information with each other. And so she sent the video today. It was posted on Instagram earlier in the wee hours of the morning, I would guess. But in the middle of a flight or exiting a flight in Jamaica, and I know it was Jamaica because I know every airport they got. Yeah. I knew the uniform when I saw it. I knew where it was. So this degenerate flamer gets on the plane and just start berating black people, and they give them a pass.
Full of black people.
Yeah. Say it again, brother Tad.
A plane full of black people.
Ashe, you saw the video too, did you not?
I ain't see it. I tried to.
There you go.
That was me who sent it to you.
Oh yes, brother Tad. Yes.
Because I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I said,
yeah, because I didn't see it.
You know,
don't worry, brother Ashe. You know your girl got you. You know I always got the footage. Mm-hmm. So brother Tad sent it to me and I uploaded in the queue. And we're gonna analyze this, family, because y'all let this stuff slide too much. And what would you have done is what we want to know. So hold on, family. Check this video out right here.
So I bet. I just did. Do it again. You lost. Do it again. You lost. You lost. Why? You want to bet again? Hey, don't get yourself in trouble. I'm not going to get in trouble. You lost the first bet. You want to lose the second one? You want to lose the second one? Right. You lost the second one too. You want to bet again? You want to bet again?
Things like that. That does not wish to take this flight today. We are waiting on the cops.
Okay. Thank you. I wish. Nigga, please.
Children on this line. You need to stop.
What? You say nigga all I want. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Clearly, I just did.
Loser. I understand what people.
Clearly, you have no fucking authority. Especially while motherfuckers attacking me. You need shit. Yes, this motherfucker if he is okay. Fuck you and your job, bitch. Whitey. You would, huh? You wouldn't be able to reach, fat ass. She just fucking threatened violence. That's a felony. Assault. Felony. Assault. 2 felonies. 5. 2 felonies. 5. Who's next, motherfucker?
No, I'm not going to stop. He's an asshole, and we understand.
Who's next? You're done. You lost your bet. Who's next? You lost. Threaten me. Leave me in America. Here she comes. You lost. She lost. To America, bitch. You're not gonna see your own to jail, bitch. Bye.
I'm going to take what do you want? You want somebody to hit it, somebody to go to jail. I'm
You're not getting home. Yeah, this is like 420, not 320, dumbass.
I mean, the airport cannot be available.
Hey, who wants a piece of this fucking goddamn Sunday pie, motherfucker? Who wants a piece?
Where's my daughter was on the plane? I look like I got a chicken. Look like I got a chicken.
This is a smoking plate.
It's smoke.
Sure looks like it.
I got a chicken, we're done.
Hey, you know where I live? I'll give you my fucking address, nigga. Come on, boy. You're a bunch of fucking baddies. That's what you are, a bunch of fucking faggots. Come on, boy. Baddies. That's what you are, baddies. Every fucking nigger one of you. I don't know where to get money.
Yeah! Get out of here! No, they can't go through a number 2 cell somewhere.
It was just really getting me tight. A lot of things just all the way wrong about that whole scenario. First, you got a flaming degenerate nut terrorist on an international flight. That's one problem. 2, he's throwing out the N-word left, right, and center and making bets that nobody would lay a hand on him. Wow. Then you have the sister who's arguing with him. I mean, it's just so much. And the dude that was sitting there recording it at the end, did you see him chuckle like it was some sort of joke? Like, put that phone down and crack skulls. You waiting for the damn police. Yeah, I'll be waiting for the police and the body bag that come along with it. Period. We cannot allow this to go on. But, you know, my brother Ashe, I saw my brother Ashe getting tight. I saw the nostrils flaring.
Yo, you know what's crazy?
Go ahead, brother.
Keep this brief, man. I'm going to keep this brief because this is something that it happens all the time, honestly. This is not something rare. And I'm talking about all people. And so many of our people being cowards, man. Like, I'm going to just say, call a spade, man. But yo, the thing about this is, right? When the races are reversed, when the roles are reversed, you always see these devils quick like this to make a citizen's arrest. Don't you see that? All the goddamn time. You see these devils that are not even police officers, just regular citizens. They know the tactics to get you down on the ground, to pin you, to put their knee on your neck, in your back, to restrain you. They know all of that. Because somebody in their family is probably a police officer, or they training themselves. And they just know how to do it. And they not afraid. So let that have been a crazy black man or something like that. Some devils would have came and made a citizen's arrest. But black people don't think to do that. Why the black man or nobody on the goddamn plane could have been like, yo, this guy's crazy. We on a plane in a enclosed area. We don't know what this guy has or what he's capable of. Let's stop the threat before it gets any worse and make a citizen's arrest. Even if they didn't want to beat the dude up, they could have just restrained him before he did something crazy and hurt somebody. These are how white people think. This is something that would have happened. So, like, there's no excuse for, I mean, of course, I could go in fire mode and go crazy on the black dudes, but just to be practical about it, fam, like, this shows you the level of cowardice, man, or just the level of, like, individualism that we just gonna mind our business because it ain't got nothing to do with us and just sit back and relax and let this go down and record it, which is even worse. But even if you didn't want to put hands on the dude and beat the dude up because you worried about your job or you worried about, getting arrested, at the least you could have restrained the dude, said, yo, I'm making a citizen's arrest. He was threatening people, using racial slurs. We didn't know what was going down. So we just restrained him until the police came because all of the flight attendants were women and I'm a man. So I just restrained him until y'all came.
And see, Ashay, that's the perfect point. And that's what I wanted to bring up because I heard one dude say, yo, my kids are here. See, me as a father, when I travel with my children think I'm crazy because I'll be with all the smoke, and that was the opportune time by legal standards for people to jump in because now I know in New York, there's no such thing as self-defense, anything like that, but there is a defense called justified. If you have to get aggressive with somebody or even take them out of here, it's not called self-defense. It's called justified homicide or justification. And justified, and I'm just speaking as a New Yorker. I don't know what it is in other states or how I work in Jamaica, but I know constitutionally, if you feel your life or the life of someone in your immediate area is threatened and there's no way that you can retreat, then you're within your rights to deal with them. Now, as a father, you see this belligerent dude on the plane. Where are you going on the plane? There's nowhere to go, but not so much for you, for your children. So now here's your defense. Yo, this dude was being belligerent and irate. You can see dude right up there is taping him. The guy kept jumping up and down in his chair. I wasn't sure what he was going to do. I felt threatened he was going to attack. So I had to restrain him around his throat. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate he couldn't breathe. However, boom, boom, boom. You use the legal terms, to get yourself out of the situation just because of his behavior. And you got all these witnesses that can attest that dude was out of control. But it's so unfortunate that we see that complexion and we automatically freeze up and we want to record instead of really just jumping on their case, And it's so unfortunate because what I'm talking about is legal. I'm talking about by law. And it's unfortunate that too many of our folks are cowards. And then people always say, why nobody did anything? And then the first question I got to ask is, why didn't you do anything?
Exactly.
Because if a brother like you or I do step up, Ashay, who's prepared for whatever consequences come, whether it's dealing with the police or whether this guy may have a little raise on him or something, we ready to deal with it. Because we really got to realize not is it just the people in the immediate vicinity, but our reputation around the world as men is under threat. It's being challenged because they make these videos go viral. They pass it around and say, well, this is why black men this, and this is why black men that, and this is why black women run around with the narrative that we're unprotected and black men don't defend us. It's just ridiculous, because anybody who's been with me in those scenarios know the first thing I'm gonna tell you is, dude, put that camera down, because I don't need nothing popping up in court, because I'm going into action, because and I don't want to sound crazy or nothing, but violence is a universal language. I don't care which species you are, what country you come from, what's your religion or your national background. Everybody listens to and respects violence. It's unfortunate. How do you tame a lion? Lion is tough now, but crack that lion with that whip and bust him aside the head a few times, he gonna be docile, and you can have him dancing on a ball in the circus. Why? Because the lion is afraid of that threat of violence. And this is how you regulate people's behavior. It's unfortunate, but this is the thing that we haven't learned yet, and we wonder why that we're last Larry in this race for resources around the world. Just as sure as we talked about George Washington becoming the first president, not only did he get the people drunk, but if you didn't drink or didn't succumb to his suggestions while you were under the influence, he had military might. How do you think the United States became a superpower? This country is like one of the youngest nations in the world. One of the youngest nations, only a couple of 100 years old. However, it's one of the most powerful. But why? Why? When people don't respect your intellect, they respect that force. You know, that's how laws are enforced. Through the threat of physical.
Let's talk about the real topic too, because you're right. You know, like brothers like us, we already know.
Well, I'm gonna give the mic to you real quick. The point I'm making is that we have to stop being cowards and really be ready to deal with folks and the consequences, because a lot of times people are reluctant to take action because they fear the consequences. But go ahead, brother. I just wanted to get that off.
Nah, you're right, brother. And I was saying that, you know, we know like brothers like us do exist, you know, where we totally defend a black woman. But the reality is, it's brothers like, well, I don't even know what to call the dude. It's black males like the guy that took the video that exists in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them actually that will not protect the black woman. And that was a black woman, and she looked like an elder, like she was somebody's mom's or grandmom's. And at one point, I saw she pushed the dude because the guy got up. It was like getting in her face, and she pushed him away. So at that point,
was the threat right there for anybody to jump in. That
exactly.
Right there. He was about to attack her.
At that point, your natural instincts will kick in. Even if you say, nah, I'm not getting involved. When some kind of physical threat happens, natural instincts kick in. So the fact that this guy was filming and was calm and saw all of that and still didn't do nothing shows you his character, and it shows you that he just not cut from that cloth, you know? And that's what I think it is too, Tab, because before I was into this consciousness or got all this knowledge of self, my natural instincts was still there. I was still protecting a black woman. I was not going to let something go down and me being a male being there and not hold anybody down, an elder, a child, another brother that's not built like that.
Right.
My natural instincts kick in, no matter if I'm hood or conscious or whatever. But the fact that he was so comfortable to just sit there and record, not just record what was going down, but make sure his face was in it. Because remember, he was doing it for his audience. He was like, nah, this is crazy, trying to like get famous or something. So he was so comfortable to do that. His natural instincts ain't kick in. Even if he said he wasn't going to do nothing, sometimes you'd be surprised in situations like that. You do something that you never thought you would do. When them survival instincts kick in, you might have the strength of 10 men. They didn't even know you was that goddamn strong. You know what I'm saying? But his instincts ain't kick in. That's because he don't got them instincts. So let's talk about why so little of us have those instincts, or we suppress those instincts. Because there's a lot of coward-ass black men that exists. And trust me, when I come across them, I check them. Sometimes I'll be having conversations with brothers and they see my face change instantly. I'll be like, yo, what? I can't even do it because I'm laughing right now, but like, yo, they know the temperature. And that's how brothers around me know that I'm serious, and you can't say certain things around me. You got to change your temperature and what you're saying when I come around, like even on my block. Brother was talking, I'm telling brother, yo, I'm going to the gym. He like, yo, it's a whole bunch of white girls in that gym. I'm like, word? So you know I went in on him. Now every time I see him, he trying to kick science and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I changed his whole temperature because he probably never had nobody to kick it to him like that before ever. So it's up to brothers to start checking brothers and you know, doing it out of love. But at the same time, some of these dudes, man, they just so ignorant. They don't want to be saved. They don't want to be race first or just protecting ourselves and the black women. But let that have been a black man on that plane. And that black man would have said something to him. I bet you he'd have called all kind of blood clots and suck him up, all of this craziness, and then he would have got up and tried to kill him. You know what I'm saying? But because it wasn't involving him, or because it was a white person and dealing with a sister that he didn't know, it was fine. But then our brothers in the street will kill each other over something way more minuscule than that. Like, you're just looking at somebody and they don't like the way you look. They're ready to body you. Who knows why that person got murdered on Broadway Junction today? You know what I'm saying? I bet you it was probably something smaller than what happened on this goddamn video. I bet you that. So
chances are it's always smaller.
What you said, brother?
I said chances are it's always something small in the hood. And I think, and that's why I'm always an advocate of brothers going to get therapy, because we walk around with this level of anger, almost like a ticking time bomb with a short fuse. Because I forget what Dr. King's college professor name was. He had a quote and he talked about, he was explaining to Dr. King the core of black on black violence. You know, it's like we get all of this aggression, and as men, we're naturally aggressive, but we can't exact our aggression against those that are really being aggressive against us. You know, we know who is oppressing us. So if we even think about retaliating against those who keep us oppressed, we are sure to get murdered at minimum, not beat up, not chastised, but literally murdered. So who else can we take our aggression on? Somebody who looks like us, because there's no consequences to hurting anybody that look like us. The consequences are minuscule. But even if you look at the oppressor / the colonizer the wrong way, it's almost guaranteed death for you. Look at Emmett Till. Look at so many of our folks that has to deal with that. You know, but on the flip side of that, they can murder us at whim and get little to no, you know, little to no trouble. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find the right words, but when I think about it, I get emotional, because sometimes people think it's rhetoric, but this is really our lives that we're talking about. It's really our folks that are out here getting murdered left and right by others and as well as ourselves. And it's only a matter of time before somebody we love that's on the receiving end of this violence that's circulating around in this country. You know, people, you know, it's crazy. Like we always talk about, you know, you see Black Lives Matter and gentrified homes, and we hear our sisters talk about nobody care about the sisters. And, you know, we love black women. We deal with black women exclusively. So I don't know where they get that from. But I mean, that's a rhetorical question, because we know it's the European feminists that are pushing that, you know, trying to get our sisters on their side. So who's out here really loving and advocating for the black men? If we don't advocate for ourselves, nobody will, because the only black men that get support are those who decide they want to put on a dress and lipstick. And that's unfortunate, because that's not a proper representation of who we are. But we understand that through Hollywood and through mainstream media, they got to sell this narrative, since they can spread their message more readily and have more access to the world than you and I do. They're going to spread this message that this is the acceptable image of black men. This is who they should be. This is how you get ahead. Put on a dress, put on lipstick, don't rock the boat, don't upset the apple cart, and you can go, sky's the limit. But we out of space, so your sky's just the clouds, black man. You know what I'm saying? Sky's the limit for us. But meanwhile, they're traveling out of space. And in fact, real quick before I pass the mic, I was having a conversation with a college professor in Fordham University. And it's funny, their level of ignorance and think we don't know anything. And he was talking about technology and space travel and how they're harvesting a chemical called melanin to coat the spaceships to send out of space, because that will protect the ship from all the harmful elements and UV rays that exist in space. And I was just sitting there listening, laughing, like, first of all, why would you think a black man don't know what melanin is? Part one. And part two, where are you harvesting these things from? Because within our conversation, he did say he had several youth groups in Africa and South America and somewhere else where melanated people are. So I thought it was real interesting on their level of ignorance and arrogance, that they think they're so smart that people don't understand their code language, just like we were talking about in the Biden-Trump debate when they were blowing dog whistles and Trump was talking about law and order and trying to get Biden to say he was for law and order. Because for those who study history, we know what law and order is. That's the language of Bull Connor and all the others, and Barry Goldwater. Law and order means the law and order when it was shaped and popularized during Jim Crow eras. That's when law and order was. So it was the law to keep us oppressed. It was the law that we had to kowtow to white people. So it's so many dog whistles and things that they put out there that they don't think that we understand what they're talking about when they're speaking in code. But I digress, because I see we have our guest in the house. So Sister Keisha, you want to take the mic?
All I know is that if I was on that flight, y'all get that bail money up.
Yeah. That's what I was
get the bail money up. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I was gonna say too, real quick, before we bring our guests in, because like I get your point, Tad, and you know you was right on a lot of things, and I know you know firsthand, because you done put your hands on people for defending a black woman before, you know. So I know you know firsthand. So I ain't talking to you, but with that theory, people that follow that theory that you said, I ain't giving no passes up. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, if we talking about how, you know, it's disproportionate that white people get away scot-free, we know legally, yeah, they get away scot-free legally. You know what I'm saying? But there is consequences for putting your hands on a black person when a black person does it. Look at Chicago. Even here in Brooklyn, look at every neighborhood that's black that has so much black on black violence where people caught bodies over a stair. Even today at Broadway Junction, we don't know what it was about, but it could have been something like that. So black people dying everywhere. It don't matter who it is.
No doubt. Just for clarity, I ain't giving nobody no pass, but I understand the psychology.
Yeah, I understand the psychology. It's BS. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really a warrior and you care about your race, it don't matter the consequence. You're going to give it up regardless. Exactly. So there's a lot of people out there that use that as an excuse and say, oh, if I do this, I'm going to lose my job. Yeah, all right. But you're going to also save the race by doing that, black man and black woman as well, by defending.
And save your dignity.
And have your dignity proud, and people going to have your legacy live on. So you want to live like a coward or die like a hero. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't giving no passes out with that, man. Y'all gotta, that theology is the same theology that is the reason why so many of our people are dying right now and getting murdered right now. Because they don't want to do nothing about it. Because they don't want to step in. That's the same mentality that makes people, when they see our brothers getting arrested and brutalized, and they see in Lower East Side when that Latino was going crazy on the people on the street corner, arresting, brutalizing, beating them up, playing kid, and nobody stepped in, right? Because they like, oh, legally, if I do something illegally, they're gonna be scot-free. They're gonna get, who cares? We gotta stop it by any means necessary.
Get that bail money up. That's all I'm saying. Once I put the call out, y'all get that bail money up. Because I'm not playing. There is nobody getting in my face, calling me out my name, and you damn sure ain't gonna put your hands on me. Period. I'm gonna take you out of here, or I'm gonna die trying to take you out of here. And I don't roll with folks who ain't got my back. People don't roll with me because if you don't think I got your back, don't roll with me. Any brothers I roll with got my back. I remember we was going to DC, and Ashe and Brother Crazy came to pick me up. Rowan came outside. He said, now I got to see what they looking like. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I don't care. He didn't care what I said. He didn't care. And we're going to have a couple of weeks from now, we're going to have my brother John Stray come on, MMA fighter, boxing extraordinaire. We're going to have him come on in a couple of weeks. And he will tell you, he came to my house, talk about some things we were doing for the Freedom Party, getting some computers set up in the office. Ron was on his back. Are you crazy? Like, I don't move with dudes like that. So I don't know. Y'all better choose some new friends, some new family members. If my family member let somebody stand there and, like the dude said, his kids was there. There is no way, no man in my family, no friend of mine who is a male, who have children in their presence, children in their care, and would allow that to take place. I don't know what kind of people y'all rock with, but I don't rock with them. But I'm going to get off my soapbox because we got Dr. Randy Short in the building.
Yeah.
He be giving them hell every which way he can. And this is what, my brother Ashe was alluding to a little bit earlier. Some of us do lose employment. Some of us do lose business. Some of us do lose homes because we are a voice for our people, unapologetically. And this is one of the people who are. And in my humble opinion, we got to support our own. We got to take it. When you got travel to go to places, Dr. Short is all over the place. And whatever he finds out, I kid you not, he forwards me the information. And this is a fact. So without further ado, I'm going to get off my soapbox. We got Dr. Randy Short in the building. How are you, my brother?
Yeah,
How
I'm
are
blessed.
you doing?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. In fact, I'm very blessed. My queen sister here in the other room, Dr. Nancy Dawson, celebrates her 54th birthday today.
Happy Earth Day.
And I was honored to, they had some health challenges, and I was honored to be someone to stand in the gap. They're doing so much better than what they were several months ago. And so if you can't fight, maybe I'm not the best fighter, then be a healer, be a doctor, be a nurse. Everybody ain't as good with their hands or with the gun sight, but there are many things you can do when there's a war. However, we are lacking fighters. We got a lot of desk soldiers. We got a lot of people that want to be in the staff office, but very few that want to be on the front lines. And so I agree. I want to say I'm in Kentucky. Actually, I'm in Nashville, not far from where the president is debating with Jim Crow Joe Biden. But I'm here to meet with Black farmers, in particular those that grow hemp, industrial hemp, because there are all kinds of opportunities. What we must do is create an economy for ourselves. So if someone should call your woman or put their hands, that if you strike them, I can hire you, or I can provide a contract or procurement for you, and your dignity, your manhood, your womanhood, your kinghood, your queenhood is intact. We must return to it. I would say to you, if I had been better schooled, I wouldn't have gone to school as long as I did. I would have become a business person or a farmer decades ago. I'm almost reconsidering at 55 all this education that the boule sellout elitists have pushed us into has crippled us. And I'm learning how not to be a cripple. And so I'm here to say to you, I'm here in Tennessee, or be in Kentucky tomorrow. We're doing everything from talking about planting Polynesian sweet potatoes to producing CBD products. And we want to network. You folks in New York are the most important entity among Black people in the world. That's why they're trying to kick y'all all out. So be of good cheer, but stand up. You got to fight. There's a book that y'all should look at. Just read chapter 14. It's called The Devil and Karl Marx. And it talks about how the LGBTQ folks are used as traitors to undermine their communities because they're at war with themselves, so they can be used to hate their own people. And then you can understand why that, I believe, closeted, fudge packing, sellout, queen hating attorney general in Kentucky, the most degenerate, disgraceful Black man who's ever swallowed spew, to allow this thing to happen and to cover up and to lie against white grand jurors who believe white men are guilty of killing a Black woman. This is so Afrocentrically Orwellian. And so some of the fighting doesn't even have to be a fist fight, but we've become white collar punk cell block bitches, where even standing on a principle is too much. Do you understand what I'm saying? And but there's an answer. A lot of our people are afraid of being impoverished. Well, I'm already poor. my family's wealth, whatever wealth they had, was stolen in the 1950s on multiple sides. So I identify with the Black people that are struggling. I'm no better than my own people. And a lot of folks want to be bigger. They want to be jumbo. Everybody, and they want to be like Puff on Daddy, the little sodomite that's from your city that looks like a piranha fish with shades on. Okay, he does look like a piranha with shades. He does. People want to be like him. We need to get people. You would be more willing to sacrifice something if you didn't think you were so much better than the average Black man or Black woman. We need to start thinking about who we are as a collective. And if it's happening to Breonna, you know, I've had the FBI come to my house and try to pull a fast one on my mother with guns in my house. What they're going to do, come in and come to my bedroom in my house without any notice? So I can empathize. My mother's a strong woman, basically told the FBI people, this is her house. They'll sit down or they'll get out. Mom's crazy. But we must stand up. Black men have to stand up. We have to stop begging. In fact, pardon my language, Sister Keisha, but I lost a lot of followers on Facebook because some brothers said that pussy was so strong that they were weak. And I said, if pussy was so strong, why aren't you marrying folks? If pussy's so strong, why won't you fight to the death to defend folks who have pussies? Why aren't you protecting folks who have developing pussies? Why not? And I says, I don't believe you. And if pussy's so strong, why do you swing both ways like Tarzan on crack? We have to be about some of what we say, at least some of the time. A man that is about none of what he says any of the time isn't a man.
That's right.
And I wouldn't want to be bothered with such. As a woman, I would not want to be bothered with such. And as you said, we have to continue the fight. It seems to me, Dr. Short, that there are these bootleg, black neck feminists who are out here as well, pushing this LGBTQ line ahead of themselves, ahead of the family, ahead of being Black. They're pushing issues as it relates to illegal immigrants, midgets, and everybody else ahead of us. In fact, you have on these political platforms such as CNN and others. Yeah, I'm giving a shout out to CNN. Before you tell us who we should vote for, get that freak off of your airwaves. Jeff Tobin jerking off like a nutcase.
He's an asshole. I saw him a few months ago. He snubbed me because I was black, and I prayed that God destroy his career. I was with Roger Stone, and that other nasty one, Chris Matthews, said something bad about me. My prayer group prayed about him. I prayed that God kick his ass off the air. He was gone 2 months later. For all of you that are spiritual, you need to start praying. Stop crying. Pray that God kill people. I prayed for 2 black congressmen that died within a year of each other. I'm praying for the rest of them now. I'm praying over Reverend Barbecue, that big, fat, greasy preacher that looks like he could fill up the whole midsection of an airplane. I'm talking about repairing the breach. Just put your fat ass in the middle of it. Nobody else would get through. And, I mean, these people, we have a lot of traitors in our community. The thing that's bothered me as a black man, I'm going to just talk to y'all. I'm a preacher's kid. I'm a house kid. I'm a mama's boy. So I'm nobody's tough fighter, which has always perplexed me. Niggas that could take my lunch money at school, they beat up everybody in the neighborhood and run to the police. And the black folk who terrorize the rest of us never stand. Do you know that the Mexicans mess with the police? The Asians down in North Carolina, the cops are more afraid of Vietnamese than they are of black people. In Louisiana, the cops are afraid of Vietnamese. Black folks are numbered in the millions. These people, a few thousand. And forgive me, Tariq Nasheed says people need to hold their own nuts. Well, sometimes you have to have nuts first. And so I'm saying to you, as not the toughest man, I don't claim to have a whole bunch of guns in the house, although I'd like to have some. For all the bluster of black men about how big and bad we have precious little to show for it on every imaginable level. And I would say, look, for example, I want to say this to all the little geek, techie type niggas out there. Pardon me if I keep using the word general. Like, I'm sorry. Look, for all the tech Negroes out there, why hasn't there been an effort to do a black version of WikiLeaks where they hack every single solitary police department's a server across the country and give us the names, addresses, and crimes of the race soldiers and others and the white supremacists that bother us? This information could be gotten. Folks hack your Instagram, they hack your Facebook, hack your phone. It seems as if we are never interested in having a conflict with those who want to have a conflict with us. Why can't someone, all these black computer geeks out here, nobody can hack. Little white elementary school kids hack the Pentagon. Nobody can hack Malcolm X's assassination file. They don't even think about it. They're so interested in belonging to some sort of white supremacist lager. Do what you can where you are to push us forward. If I can't do one thing, I'm not good with tech, but you know what? I'm good with talking to people. Meet this sister here. I want to tell you right now to blow your mind. If a deal goes through, someone that I know, who I introduced to someone else that I know, will be selling Navy beans to Africa, and I believe black farmers will be able to do some of the procurement. I'm not a businessman. I'm in student loan debt hell. But using my brain, the greatest weapon is your mind. There's a joke, as much as I can't stand Bishop Tutu, and I feel sorry for his daughter I used to hang out with. I always knew something was wrong with her. Now she's married to a white woman. I knew something was wrong there. I just didn't know what it was. Yes, she is, right? Do you know his joke was there were 3 brains for sale, a white brain, an Asian brain, and an African brain. The white brain sold for $10,000. The Asian brain sold for $1 million. And when they were asked, what's the price of the African brain? They said it's priceless. It's never been used. Wow. For all the people who cannot be fist fighters, to be on a Ida B. Wells, Keisha Forrester level, What can you mentally and spiritually do to fight every day of your life? There are words floating around the internet like pork chop fibulus, blacknet. I'm trying to put concepts out, even with this fat mouth that probably can't protect itself without my thug friends. Praise God for them. Intellectually, this is where the war also has to be fought. A lot of our people, like the little idiots in the Coon so-called new Black Panther, it should be called the compromised Black Panther Party. And did dude have ass cancer? I'm just asking. Remember the sudden death and no discussion? I don't know. Like Chadwick Boseman had ass cancer. What I'm saying is it's very easy for people to take up guns and do stuff with their hands. A lot of Black folks buy into the fact that they are intellectually and mentally inferior. So they don't mind doing physical things, but using their minds seems to be something that they run away from. They'll run away from that as much as run away from a fist fight or challenge a cop. Part of why they're not willing to confront these officers or do certain things is because if you don't have a strong moral ethical compass, if you don't have the armor and the breastplate of common sense, ethics, integrity, dignity, self-respect, these things happen to you. I mean, come on, everybody knows that the community wino, okay, I started, the first activism I ever did in my life was cleaning up pissy, drunk winos with my mom. And the thing about winos is that most of them had lost themselves, either Vietnam or Korea or World War II, and they would waste on themselves, piss on themselves, drink, fight. They didn't have, like addicts, like crackheads, like meth heads, like LGBTQ, party and play, Tina, crystal meth whores that you've got in New York now. These people lose their way when you don't have any respect, no integrity. You're disarmed for whatever happens. And so we've got to have this too. This is my critique of ADOS, which, you know, the sister that looks like the dude off a house party. She does. She does look like the dude. He actually looks better. I asked the question, how can we build a movement if we don't have some absolutes about family? What it means to be a man or a woman and children and what we do for one another. So what you have is a movement in which people are very easily organized to even be angry and attack. I don't have a problem with it. But because the foundation, or at least the founders of that movement, you know, the dude that sounds like he doesn't have any teeth that's talking, and between, you know, the undynamic duo of ADOS, none of them are talking about necessary principles and ideas that we must have. Malcolm X was failed because there were compromised, immoral people around him who helped kill him. Dr. King was failed. Nat Turner was failed. Ida B. Wells was failed. C. Dolores Tucker was failed, right? Medgar Evers was failed. Part of what has made it easy for people to destroy, undermine, betray, and maintain tyranny over us is our lack of ethics and principles. There it was a group called, the Freedom Party in New York. The greatest weakness of the Freedom Party were ethical challenges of certain leaders, no names stated. Ethical challenges within straight Black pride, no names stated, of how we treat one another. What are our core principles? Is it to be famous? Is it to be rich at the expense of the rest of us? Or is it about collective uplift wherein sacrifice and having virtue and principles are important? The reason I'm sitting here, the reason someone flew me into Kentucky, that people have recognized I'm not trying to get rich. I don't think I'm better than the other people. I don't look down on farmers. I'm Black. We Black. We've got to do something. Even this COVID, 70 to 100,000 of our people have died either because of what they've called COVID or what they've gotten financial rewards for lying on us dying. But even if that's not the case, 80,000 Black people die every year due to Jim Crow black bottle medicine. Do Black doctors say anything? Do Black elected officials, do these pork chop coon sodomite preachers say anything? I mean, wouldn't 80,000? We're crying over 54,000 people in Vietnam out of a country of 330 million, and we lose 80,000 Black people every year, and it's not a cause for us to say, stop this. 70,000 missing Black women. 1 in 9 of our children in child and family services being groomed to be into sex slavery. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Hundreds of thousands poisoned by lead, poisoned
not to cut you off, Dr. Short, but with all of that you've given us, with all of that
and psychoactive drugs in our children.
Hold on, Dr. Short. With everything that you've given us, right? Right now, you have all of this back and forth hysteria between Black folks as it relates to the election, the national election. In your opinion, is it possible for Black people to gain some sort of footing as it relates to the two parties?
I didn't hear you. I had to come out and come back in. I apologize. I could not hear you. I apologize.
Okay. As it relates to with all of this, media hysteria, you have now the Democratic Party has put everybody out that they can think of, any and everybody, to sway the Black vote, in particular the Black male vote. How do you see, if it's possible, that the Black community can get some sort of tangible or footing from either party?
We're closer now than ever before for two reasons. One, it is never going to be what other people do for us. We have to be moving in the direction of doing for self. No one can wipe your behind better than you can. So what I like is the disgust and the rage that people feel against the Republicans has caused people to not trust them. Of course, I don't want you to trust either party, and I don't want you to trust the Greens. They're basically twice the socialist, twice the queer of the Democrats.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And they've got a little Black lesbian, tapestry munching broad, looks like she's a punching spar buddy of Muhammad Ali. That's supposed to make us want to vote for them. It's not happening. What I see is Black people are doing what they did before 155 years ago, 160 years ago, when Black people continued to run away and rebel and refuse to be slaves, even though slavery was the law of the land that both political parties agreed with more or less. It resulted in the Civil War. Our people refusing to go down, to let these illegals, to let the sodomites, sexuality coons, and others destroy us. We refuse to be aborted out of existence. Our refusal to lay down and die for this fake post-racial society that Barack insane Ofaga was supposed to usher in 12 years ago, Those of us who won't bow down have made the whole system shake. I will say this of crazy President Trump, who I voted for. I'm doing the Samson option, and I encourage everybody, since the people on the left who we've trusted and have done everything that they've wanted for 60 years have refused to deliver. Remember, Samson couldn't get himself free, but he sure could knock the house down and kill everybody he couldn't stand. I'm saying to people, vote the Samson option or stay at home. We can make a mockery of this failed two-party system. We can make such a mockery until people have to give us something because the dollar and everything else depends on the international status of whether this system really works or not. And you and I know it doesn't work. It does work to screw us. It's sort of like Jack the Ripper. You would never put him in charge of your local brownie group if you didn't want all the girls cut up and raped up. I believe we can get tangibles, but we have to first stop killing one another, start investing in one another, start arming one another, start farming amongst ourselves, and beginning to create the economic, political, and social foundation of what we once had, that the Boule traitors who stabbed us in the back, tricking us into going after this atheistic, socialistic, leftist, a simulation suicide that they've been pushing since the 1920s on the rest of us. It is time for a revolution in the Black community, a civil war against the Boule and all the wannabe Boulets. All of them have to be rejected. They need to be scorned, ostracized. In fact, I'm telling you, the greatest thing that could happen in the next year is for the Congressional Black Caucus and Black officials to be hit with eggs and rotten fruit, not rocked. I don't want them hurt because they'll get empathy and sympathy. White people will hit their own whites with pies and eggs. No one Black that betrays us ever pays a penalty, no matter how many crimes committed.
That is a fact. That has to change.
Hurt. People should be afraid to leave their house. I grew up in a white neighborhood. The white people that were nice to us, their kids were threatened with beaten up in school for being nigger lovers. They had to leave. They said, you know what, you don't want
Dr. Shaw, you cannot use the N-word. We already getting pulled. You cannot use the N-word.
If you don't like Negroes, if you like Negroes where I grew up, they beat you up. They beat up your kids to get at your parents. We want you to obey the white line or be punished for it. There's no line that you can cross. P. Diddy can abuse women and men and possibly children, steal, and he's a hero. He's talking about a political party. Maybe he'll sell his own semen to raise money for his party. He probably put it in his new vodka or something with semen in it. I mean, I don't know. It's so disgusting. This man and people like him, or Oprah Winfrey, or for that matter, Tyler Perry, who's worn more dresses than Evita Peron. These people can't be our heroes. And I'll say this to you, the Republicans, they're Republicans and Democoon, and some of them are Democunts, like Maxine Waters. She's so, let me tell you, she must have gotten a facelift, or either someone pushed her face into the candles on her cake the other day. I mean, she's looking halfway appealing. Anyway, it's rumored that she has a white girlfriend. Yes, I said it, Maxine. I knew something was wrong, why they like you so much. Anyway, let me go back. The Republicans, let me tell you what's stupid. What the President Trump literally went to the Black Republicans and asked them, what do I have to give Black people to get them to support me? Do you know what those fools, I can't use the word, what those coons told Trump? Just keep doing what you're doing to help everybody. It helps us. Wow. Trump actually asked. It gets better. I've told people, what's his name? Herman Cain got Black voices reluctantly for Trump to demand reparations from Trump. He ends up getting killed. Notice that nobody talked about Herman Cain's death, no stuff, not like with John Lewis. And by the way, John Lewis was buried probably face down, so his behind was looking up towards heaven. We could get it. We can get whatever we want. When they gave those trillions to the business people over COVID, don't tell me trillions. We can't get it too. I don't believe we can't get it. But not only that, if we're not doing business with one another, if we're not trading and doing reparations towards one another, amnesty, where we stop hating each other as Black men and Black women, then they could give us everything we've asked for, and they'll give us a check one day, and it'll be post-dated the next day and go right back to white America. We'll be worse off for ever even having gotten reparative justice. We have to begin the process of us creating a government amongst ourselves, a trade, even if it's just in a city or in a community, and linking up with like-minded people, like Black folks who are buying dozens of acres of land in Georgia. There are two groups, 200 acres of land for two Black towns. They want it all from the beginning to end, that we control it. We need to be interested in control and in power. And we don't want to include anybody. I don't want any swirlers. I don't want anybody that puts sex ahead of their race. I only want people that think just like me and Keisha. And we don't even want any other cops unless there are people. We do the policing. We do everything. We're the trash men. We're everything. We're even the Klansmen. In fact, we've already got them. They call the Congressional Black Caucus. We have everything be ours. Nothing for anybody but us and us only. When people see us have that kind of resolve and resolution, we'll be able to demand it. And not only that, when we get, it will stay amongst us instead of us getting it and handing it right back to them by the weekend. Either you're giving it to your white girlfriend, you're buying some Ciroc or some Maker's Mark, or you're buying rims, or you're getting some toxic weave shaved off of a Chinese yak with COVID. I mean, the stupid things that we're doing. So we must begin to repair ourselves. Jewish people began to get reparations once they got a state of Israel. Once they had an army, and they showed they're going to fight some people, they're going to kick some people in the behind, and they will put their traitors and people who persecute them on trial and execute them, that you punish people that F with you. That's when people take you seriously. Right now, Black folks think that they can deal with Attila the Hun and his descendants by giving them now leaders and wild Irish rose and flowers. It's insane.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. And like I said before, whatever we build simultaneously, even as we grow economically, even as we engage in doing commerce with each other more and more than ever before, if we don't have a mechanism to protect it be it political or military, we playing with ourselves. We playing with ourselves. And I'm watching these folks in Georgia that's buying up property, and I hope they study what happened with Move. I hope they study what happened in Tulsa. I hope they study what happened in Durham, North Carolina. I hope they study what happened in Weeksville, Brooklyn. Because these folks is not going to leave you alone. As you said, you can't talk peace with an aggressive lion. You can't. You have to get physical and violent with that lion. And right now, I'm sorry, but the world is at our toes. And they telling you either 10 toes up or we taking everything. And that's what's happening. That is what's happening. Control of your health, control of where you live, control of how you educate your children, control how you vote, who you vote for.
Can I grab this?
How long you work for. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. And so I say, if we don't understand, as me and my brother Ted said when we first came on, pistols and passports, because these people are playing no games with nobody. And I'm not just talking about Caucasian folks. I'm talking about every ethnic group. Everybody is G'ing up. And I'm not afraid of nobody. I never have been. First person on the line in the classroom when I was in grade school, the shortest one in the group, the biggest one swinging. I've never been afraid of any damn body. So all of these threats, from all these terroristic groups that don't, matter of fact, I invite you. Come on over here to Brownsville and East New York, Brooklyn. We got that smoke for you. So come on down here. I'll welcome you. Matter of fact, I'll lay out the carpet for you. Come on. So that kind of stuff, that don't move me, that don't scare me. But we have to have an apparatus to protect it simultaneously, because if we do not, it will be lost. And we think we can vote our way out of these conditions, that we can become more conscious, become more woke, whatever the terminology they're using to save you. It's not going to save you. This has to be a physical confrontation. Period. Period. So that's why I'm at
sister. The brother that's the hemp farmer here, he has a house full of guns. I will be learning how to shoot. I praise the Lord. And praise the Lord, pass the ammunition. But I said to him, once you begin to make money, my last conversation with the man I'll meet with Friday, I said to him, the minute we begin to make money, they're going to come and try to take it. The minute you make $1 million, that's when you become an enemy to everybody. That's when folks will come. And so we have to go into this prepared to throw down. It's then they didn't let the African countries walk out of colonization.
That element, Dr. Short, has to be controlled by us. Because let's say, for example, when you look at the footwear and apparel industries, the small hats and the Asian control all of it. I don't care what your brand is. They control all of it. Nothing gets made, nothing gets shipped, nothing gets put on a vessel coming into the States without their say-so. And how I know this to be fact? Because I got inside information. 2, when you look at companies like, as Dr. Shaw said, Coon Diddy, where you had Sean John, you had Academics, 555 Soul, Mecca, I don't know, Fat Farm. I could go on and on, Rockaware. All of them, no matter how hard they try, no matter how great a success those brands were, those 2 mafia elements pushed them out because they refused to capitulate to such. And I'm telling you, we better have something to protect it. Even as we continue with farming, we played a video last week of how important and critical farming is to the Black family. We showed that last week. So you're absolutely right on that. But we better damn well have a mechanism to protect it.
Well, like I was saying, part of people being on the land is being prepared to defend it. And I think, Sister Keisha, and we'll proceed with the small group that I have. We have an LLC. The next thing is not for profit. And of course, the conference that we had, which established the First Ag Kentucky, which is a cooperative of Black farmers across the South. One of the things that we look to in our group is for people to teach young people fishing and hunting, and sportsmanship. And
that's a good thing, because they actually have hella scholarships for that, for outdoor sportsmanship.
We need to teach this. I don't even know a lot about it, but I'm thinking that way. So I look forward to learning how to shoot myself. My father had marksman status as a postal service agent. So folks in my family have been shooters. And we all must get back to it. In fact, I have to say that one of the greatest enemies in our community are pork chop feminists who are saying, give the guns back. Okay, the guns of our Black traitor, criminal, subversive class has been given to them by those that hate us. Anyone Black that is honest and legitimate that gives up his gun, it's like cutting off your genitalia, or a woman having a double mastectomy. We must be armed. We must be armed, and we must know how to use them. And we should never do what the Not Fucking Around Coalition does. Anyone showing their genitalia too quickly, either it's not that good or it's highly diseased. Okay, we should never flaunt what we have. Real hidden. Real power only manifests itself when it is of great importance. When the Israelis have people killed in Iran, they never say that they did it. They always say it's unfortunate, but that person was an enemy of Al Israel, right? They never say they did it. They will not make you aware. You see, I really don't like this guy who looks like a mutant ninja turtle with no shell. If you guys were so big and bad, we wouldn't need to know about you. You wouldn't be making videos. You would simply deal with the problem and no one would know who did it. This is my fear about the obsession of taking up the gun with certain black folks is many black folks have a passive aggressive love-hate relationship with their oppressors. I don't hate anybody. I do love myself, my family. I love my people, and of course, humanity. I don't love being screwed with. I don't care who does it. Africans, Caribbeans, traded domestic coons. I don't like any of them. Blacknecks, none of them. A lot of our people have a love-hate relationship, and they want to be recognized. They need to be seen by people that hate them. Do you get where I'm coming from? They want to be noticed. I don't care if anyone notices me. I would rather be on your network than be on CNN. Why? I mean, those people don't care about me. Do you get where I'm coming from? Other people that are successful, Chinese and others, it's very hard for the FBI and others to break their gangs up because they only deal with people that they know that they're close to. We're the only people where, well, Kamala Harris, she could be Kamala Harris. Can y'all hear me? She's black. We let everybody in amongst us without any reciprocity, without any understanding of whether they're committed, what their intentions are. We're rejected everywhere, no matter how well people know that we're loyal and we're not trying to hurt them. We're rejected in this country, and this country is ours. Okay, it's ours multiple times. It's ours as mulattoes. It's ours Africans. It's ours as Aboriginal Americans. 3 times over, this is our country. And yet other people are trusted more until lately. Now the Chinese, Indians, and others are stealing technology. Now certain brothers and sisters can get the tech jobs that they've been denied for decades. But it took people getting screwed and them almost going down. We have to only deal with those that we know and we trust alongside Black defense group, Sister Keisha. We need a Black Central Intelligence Agency. We need people that know.
I always said that.
Business.
I always say that.
Okay. We need to be able to say, hey, Alan Green from Texas, or Sheila Jackson. Hey, Sheila Jackson, you got on a Pandora ring, which means that you either support or got that from a pedophile. We're going to let everybody know that you have pro-pedophilia policies, and we're going to find out more. We're going to trace out who your donors are, and we're going to expose you. If you don't stop doing this kind of thing, I can say this to you. I was on the phone with my cousins in South Carolina that know that, the Uncle Ben's without the hat with glasses. He looks like a cross between Uncle Ben's and Uncle Ruckus. Clyburn. I call him Clanburn or Coonburn. Okay. I know when I called my cousins and says, I'm going to expose Clyburn for supporting pedophilia. I'm going to expose him. Clyburn abstained. The only Black Democrat in the entire Congress that abstained from voting for the Gay Equality Act, which he had co-sponsored. You understand me? I'm one person. I don't have that much. How many of us know people? I know someone that claims they know Maxine Waters has a white girlfriend in West Hollywood. Imagine how we could make her keep her word to fight for reparations like that tramp gave. And remember Maxine was recorded saying she would support reparations? Well, is she? Why aren't people saying, Maxine, we're going to bring out the picture of your white girlfriend if you don't do it? And by the way, y'all New Yorkers, don't look at me like I'm crazy. Adam Clayton Powell was the best at it. I mean, why was it that only Adam Clayton Powell seems to be the only black person that was in Congress that didn't mind blackmailing people to get what black people needed? Why should I even have to say it like this? John Lewis would never dare say anything to me. I said stuff to John Lewis' face. I dare you. What? You know, I've had folks, please leave John Lewis alone. I'm a bother faggot as much as I want.
They breaking you up, Dr.
I don't
Short.
care.
They breaking you up.
No one said anything.
They breaking you up,
Do you
Dr.
realize
Short.
we can make
So what I'm gonna have you do, Dr. Short, because you're getting broken up here. So what I'm gonna have you do is just give your final comments, whatever, and we'll close out and try to bring you back on in the future because he getting cut off. Let me see. There he is.
Okay, yeah, no, the sound keeps going out. They don't like this conversation. They always do
At
this.
all.
Come on.
Especially when you start talking about we need our own central intelligence. That's something
We
I've
do.
always advocated for. We can't do nothing without it.
We need our own CIA. You know, it's like Martha Stewart is a mulatto. Do you know how much money we could get out of Martha Stewart if people just says, you know, we're going to publish pictures of your black great-grandfather if you don't give some money to the movement? Don't you know the Black Panthers shook down black doctors? A lot of that health care was because doctors were afraid they would get their behinds beat. When do we put the bite on the boule and the undecided? Stop thinking that we can get them to just come along with us. Moral suasion and begging people doesn't work. Some folks will simply say no because they either hate being black or they just want to show you. It's a kind of weird thing. It's called negative freedom and negative power. Wow. Someone wants something I want, they're black, and I have the power to just say no for the fuck of it. No.
Whoa.
I know.
All right, Dr. Shaw, we about to close out. We coming down to the last 5 minutes. And let our people know where they can follow you, reach you, support you.
Okay. Well, you know, I have my own YouTube page. Yes, y'all, I'm supporting Trump, but strategically, we'll get into that another conversation. No, he isn't my messiah, and I don't think that Donald Trump is Malcolm X. But I do see Donald Trump and this effort will destroy the power and influence of the boule. If black people either stay home or vote for Trump, we'll screw the John Lewises and all the others. They'll be destroyed because the white folks up above them will realize that they don't represent us anymore. And they'll throw all of their coon tools away. We have to clear the boards. Now, if you want me, I'm wrandyshort@gmail.com. If you're serious, please don't call me with stupid stuff, please. I'm on Twitter, DRS11965, DRS11965 in Twitter. I'm Randy Short 1965 in Instagram. Oh my God, Cash App, if you like my loud mouth and my sense of humor. I'm Dr. DR Randy, R-A-N-D-Y, Short. PayPal is the same as my Gmail, WRandy Short. I've been kicked out of LinkedIn for going after Kamala. I show up a lot on Dwan Brown's Hotep-ish, True Powers Mine.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Brother Dwan.
Yeah, Brother Dwan is awesome. A brother, what's his name? Patrick Weaver. And I'll be doing more of that. Yeah, I know that I'm supposedly in this buck-breaking thing with Tariq Nasheed, and there are other platforms. So I will probably be doing more after the election. But you can reach out. I do respond to serious people.
I'm looking forward to that DVD too. I'm looking forward to that.
I want folks to reach out, in particular for folks interested in CBD. We're down here now to discuss how we'll proceed in the coming year of merchandising hemp-based products. It will be a wonderful way for some of y'all to make money. Everybody's in pain. Everybody needs to smoke. You can make cosmetics. You can do all kinds of things with hemp. And I'm looking at even other areas for farming in Virginia and possibly South Carolina, wherever it's legal, to even make cloth. We can make our own clothes. In fact, you can make building materials out of hemp. We can build our own whatever we want. So if you want to contact me, or they can always reach out to you, Sister Keisha, if they want me. I have a lot of respect for you and all your people. If you contact Sister Keisha, if she calls me, I will call back. I don't want to come shoot up my house. And yeah, and just all I can say to y'all, if nothing
Not me.
else,
I got Brother Tad and Brother Ashe. I'm the innocent one.
I do want you guys to be in touch with me because we're trying to force the department, HUD, to release the billions and billions of dollars of Section 3 monies that should be available to people in New York, Cleveland, Baltimore, DC. I have been in meetings with people from the White House, and I need to say to you, I basically told folks I want BLACA. Y'all gave this stuff to these Hispanics. I'm not even mad. I want BLACA for Black people. We need to even now go beyond what Ice Cube gave to the Trump campaign. We can force people to give stuff to us. Oh, yes, we can. Frederick Douglass forced Abraham Lincoln to put guns in the hands of hundreds of thousands of Black men to shoot white people. If Frederick Douglass could get that then, there's no excuse that we can't get reparations now. And I want 2 checks. I want it for being of African descent and of being Black Indian. I want to get paid twice.
Right.
2 genocides, and it's been 2 boots on my neck and 2 up my behind, and Preparation H won't do. I need my check.
Thank you, brother, for coming in and joining us. We always appreciate having you with us. And of course, our viewers love when you come on, so we make them happy.
All right,
Again,
y'all be blessed.
You can follow Dr.
You too,
Short
Doc.
on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. There is his cash.
I'm in Facebook jail. I'm in Facebook jail for 25 days. Huh? Well, I'm registered. Yeah, because of what I said about Kamala. Well, I went to school with her. She's a hoe. She's a hoe, y'all. I won't take it back. I'm not going to take it back. I don't care. I said it. I'll tell anybody.
We got to let it go, Dr. Show. We got to let it go. We'll have you come in again. We'll have you. Hold on. I muted him. We're going to have you come back in again real soon. Again, family, thank you all for tuning in with us every week. Let me hear my brothers give their final thoughts, commentaries, and any other information they like to close out with. We'll make it happen right now. Brothers.
Thank Dr. Short for coming through, entertaining us and educating us as well. Yo, hopefully you were inspired by what you heard tonight. So it's your turn to go out and inspire others. So y'all stay up, stay blessed, stay true. And remember, no matter how hard things may seem right now, there's always better days ahead. Brother Ashe.
Yo, you gotta let me say that 1 week, bro. For real. It's too cool. It's too cool. 1 week, you gotta let me say it for you, man. Because it's too cool, yo.
All right, then I'm gonna have to do real courage is where you stand. Real courage is knowing how to suffer. The battleground is where you stand. We're gonna switch one day.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we appreciate Dr. Randy Short for coming in. You know, I definitely appreciate the sense of humor. No curses next time, no, doctor. Remember that. We gotta give you the heads up. But his comedy is amazing because it's real, man. He be hitting it on the head with the information at the same time. So we appreciate Dr. Short. And, you know, like I always say, man, just make sure we active. Let's get active, family. Let's not put all of the decision-making and, you know, our fate in other people's hands, man. Let's get up out here and get in our communities and make some things happen. Shake and move, family. Let's get into it, all right? This is what we encourage up here on Thorough Black Talk. I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to y'all listening right now. All the people in the room right now. Get up and get active, family. You know what I'm saying? Or else don't. When you see Ashe, don't try to greet me. I'm gonna walk right past you. I'm telling you. But that's it, man. Yo, just support everything that we got going on. Make sure you share this video, like the page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Support us any way that y'all can, man. You know, we don't be up here asking for money and things of that nature. We pay out of our own pockets to do this. You know, so support us by showing us love, fam. It's the Brooklyn way. Yo, remember, true courage is knowing how to suffer, and the battlefield is where you stand. It's your brother Ashe SJ signing out. Sister Keisha.
Again, I am in agreement with my brothers. We appreciate you guys coming on every week, sharing the information. And those new viewers, we definitely appreciate you. Want to give a shout out to our top viewers for this week on our page. The United States, of course, is always up top. Then you got South Africa, then Nigeria, then the United Kingdom, Uganda, Jamaica, Trinidad, Ghana, the Netherlands, and Kenya. Shout out to all of you who are viewing, all of the brothers and the sisters who view every week. Our number one demographic is between the ages of 25 and 50 years of age. So we cover a whole gamut of people who are tuning in every week. And we appreciate you. The top cities: New York, Atlanta, GA, Louisville, Kentucky, Tampa, Florida, Philly, PA, Houston, Texas, Chi-Town in the building, Be More, Dallas, Texas, and Washington, D.C. We appreciate all of you who share the link, share the information. Each one teach one. That's how we reach one. And remember, family, we play no games over here. We always keep it thorough. So we out. Y'all keep it as healthy as you possibly can. Follow Brother Tad on Facebook and Instagram, Better Days Ahead Fitness.
Yeah.
Or you can look up Coach Tad and get more information on that. And again, stay focused. Solid African. You never know what's going to happen. Follow their page. Solid African, excuse me, on Facebook. I want to give a special shout out to all the DJs who've been making it happen during this lockdown. Shout out to two of my brothers from Brooklyn, DJ Mad Marv, DJ Sir Scratch. Every Friday, Saturday, they go in. Shout out to Empress Filet, 23rd anniversary of MWM. We got to get you in here, Dr. Filet. Hopefully next week we can make something happen, because I definitely want to talk about the history of MWM. Excuse me, my throat is scratchy. But I love all of you. We appreciate you. Now next week, bring another friend with you. We about to roll out, y'all. My brothers, let's go out.
Peace.